I think that it, on this topic, I think that at the outset, so I think it's two things. Either at the outset, I think people be playing with their vows, or they actually don't. They don't. They don't mean them. So at the outset, if you playing with them vows, when it get hard later on in the marriage, it's easy to give up on them because those vows aren't staples or foundational because you didn't mean them when you said them, or you didn't actually sit down and properly, you know, live with the vows that you put forth. So you put them out, you put them out there under a guise that it don't hold up when when shit, because things are going to get real and things are supposed to be hard to a certain extent, right? So when they do get hard, if you play with them vows at the outset, oh, it's easy to just I can let that, and I think that may be outside of or before all of you know the hard days, the whatever the excuses or the explanations, if you don't want to say it's an excuse. I think it stems from when you didn't mean them vows when you said them,
Can
and
I
that's
ask y'all a question? Have y'all ever seen a couple that was together like 15, 20 years and then they get married and all of a sudden they get a divorce and it's nothing? Have y'all ever seen that? Isn't that the weirdest thing? A
They're
couple,
together for 15, 20 years, then get married?
a couple that has been together for 15, 20 years. Oh, this really happens. Get married for 15, 20 years. Everything seemed like it was great, straight. They get married, and next thing you know, they're divorced. They're not a couple anymore. They
What
together
happened?
all the time.
right. That's what I would ask.
That's
And
the
I,
main
I
question.
always thought it
See,
was the
Steve,
weirdest thing.
it's interesting you say that because people will go to the stats. I'm going to what happened? Why did this happen? Where did it start? How did this transpire? What could have been done to fix this situation? That's how you handle conversations with people versus just throw numbers out there.
Well, have you ever actually asked a multitude of people who are divorced why they're divorced and got like real honest answers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them was just like, because a lot of people want to be married just in name at times.
That's
And
it.
so that's what happens because put it like this: if a woman asks a man and she's been saying it forever, she wants to get married, right? And his proposal is, "Well, damn it, you want to get married? Let's get married." That's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. It
Not at
has to
all.
be. It has to be something that you both have discussed. That's what y'all was building your foundation from anyway. I love you this much where I want to marry you.
And I do think you got to have some motion. Like we talk about, or we say that like almost in jest, but like you got to be like she wants to be your number two. It's like when you think about sport, like the way y'all are building towards something and the way that she sees your career or just your whole energy, she has like women get bored a lot sometimes. So if you have something where she's like a part of it, and that whether it's like I said, the motion of your career or what are y'all building at home or the family thing, you got to have something. That's why it's a different conversation when women are around versus like men. It's like I would press the men to have something going in their direction in a way where I wouldn't press the woman. I wouldn't ever press woman in that regard. But a woman sees that and she knows kind of how to complement a man's energy to row in that same direction.
Well, Moses, I hate to break this to you, but it's a double-edged sword because a woman really doesn't care. If a woman's in love with you, she'll marry you whether you're a piece of shit or not, bro.
But
It's just
for
being
you,
real. It really doesn't matter about it's just about finding the person for you. There's plenty of women, they will deal with a man that's at the bottom of the barrel. They generally don't care about that for real. It's just what we see portrayed out here. Have you ever seen a homeless man and he got a woman out there in the streets?
I'm in downtown Houston. I see it all the time.
Exactly. So it's a double-edged sword when we do that because a man, I don't care what it is, a man can always get a woman. Always, brother.
but even on the homeless, like she still like you have to be doing something. You got to be going somewhere. She still compliments what they're doing, even as homeless. I mean, obviously it's like a like for like. So if the man is homeless, she's obviously then homeless. So it's not like she's going to get someone who's wealthy or really on some shit. So we're talking about another caliber of folk. But I'm talking about complementary energy, and I'm talking about as a man, you got to know, like, okay, this one is a rider. This one, like,
money's not gonna keep a woman, bro.
It's not money. It's not money. You're missing
motion. Oh, even when you talking about motion, but it does. Look, some of the richest men in the world have been cheated on, brother. So money, I don't know why we talk about the money aspect, because it's generally how much a woman really truly loves.
When you're betting,
rich men get cheated on constantly, brother. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. Like,
I think Moses, what you're saying is not entirely wrong, but I think what would help your argument is to be, you're saying vetting, right? A lot of men need to understand that the depiction of the woman you're dealing with is going to be predicated on her past choices. If you want to know what type of woman you're dealing with, in my opinion, you need to look at how she makes her choices. If she has nothing she's committed to, whether this is religious practice, school, diet, disciplines, fitness, you probably have a woman that is not someone that you could trust over the long term. That's the difference, I believe, between males and females a lot of time, is that we're pretty consistent. If you like football when you was 8, you probably like football when you're 35. Women are not like that. Women change. Women are very influenced a lot. And so what I see is a lot of men do not take that into account. Her choices in the past matter. If she quit on this dude because of something fickle, that mindset has not changed. I think Michael Jordan said it. If you're a quitter, you quit. Like, pressure is going to come. And I'll add that to that, and I digress.
I wasn't creating a scenario where the man doesn't get cheated on. I was creating a scenario where a man is building, and then he not only is able to find other men to build with, but he's also finding a complementary woman that understands sort of the big picture of where they're going. So whether or not she's there forever or she's there for 10 years, it's at least you're vetting on something where she's adding to the picture. She's adding to the fold versus just finding a woman and just doing, like, she brings you backwards or you're wasting time. So if she has ideas,
I want to ask you this question. Why are you talking about a man building with other men? You're supposed to be building your own foundation. Why is a man building with other men and then trying to build with your woman?
I think he's talking about a community. I think he's talking about a community.
Yeah. I think that's.
We know that families are the ones.
See, that's the thing that I think your generation misses that. I think your generation misses that piece of, like, it's not crazy to talk about men building with other men. That's going into business together. So we're hanging out and we're not talking about building. I'm probably not going to hang out.
So William, here's what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. Okay. As a like-minded person, he has his foundation, he has his beliefs, he has his principle. He's trying to find people that has the same beliefs in him, and that's how you build a community right there. Now, to Moses, what I was going to say earlier, you talk about going out looking for women. That woman might already be within your circle anyway, so you don't have to really hop in the dating market and be like, talk to strangers. I think if you have female friends who believe in the same thing that you believe in, I think they deserve the first right of refusal. Your wife might be right there versus chilling in the market and playing the laws of averages.
I don't know where you ended that, but I think when you talked about, like, in the same circle, if I'm in a mindset of building or being around like-minded people and she's there, then absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Versus going into a different market and you don't know if these people have the same beliefs as you, and you guys' attention might be off, and that's a waste of time. Where somebody in your circle, she's already right there. Y'all believe in the same thing. So quite frankly, she might be the one that you're looking for versus a stranger. And you gotta go to the whole process.
I don't think it's a guarantee that we believe in the same thing, but I definitely think there's some common ground that make our
No. Stop, please. Majority of people that get married are what? They're familiar. They work together. They live in the same city. You're not fucking traveling. So, in the majority of the majority of marriages that fail will be what? People that already know each other. Okay, this in your circle shit is bullshit. And the fact of the matter, shout out to Chris, bro. No disrespect, but you're using women rhetoric, right of first refusal, huh? That means that you don't belong to fucking them. You don't belong to any woman, race, or fucking vicinity, or none of this shit. You as the man have the right of first refusal because you are the person that determines marriage. Y'all get up here and you prove everything I be saying, bro. We're too woman centric. That doesn't mean that the woman does not matter. That doesn't mean the woman isn't essential. It don't mean the woman is not important. The problem with black people is that.
But that's what you said, though.
What did I say?
Regarding the first right of refusal, think business. If I'm promoting somebody within my company, who I'm gonna look at? Somebody outside the company or somebody that's already been working with me? Who I'm gonna promote?
It depends, Chris. If people do scouting and talent all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a person that's your top fucking performer, and then you see somebody that's a competitor that's doing better, but he's out of the market, either he quit, he's looking for whatever, so on and so forth, and his numbers are much better than your highest person, are you gonna not hire the person that clearly has better results?
Maybe.
Ain't no come on, Chris. See, y'all do this all the time. Chris, you're going to hire the person that's going to do the best for your business. Okay.
And you're also looking at on paper as well. That's
all that matters.
It might not work out. You never know.
We're talking business now. Don't try to. Let's not do that.
But fantastic. There is a cultural fit, so it's not. I mean, it is the numbers, but just because someone is a salesperson,
what culture do we have? What culture do black people have?
You're talking about black people. I'm talking about this is my small community of people that I get to connect with. Just because we got the same skin tone don't mean we family.
Okay, so Chris, that's the point I'm making. Chris, majority of communities are race-based. Okay, you're the same people, you look like, you know what I'm saying, you grow up the same, similar experiences, all this shit. Okay, race is like one of the biggest constructs of similarities and community. All right, we agree on that premise, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So moving from that, okay, I'm not just talking about somebody you live in a neighborhood with, and it's this fucking archipelago of whites and Asians and blacks and Muslims and everybody else. That's a very, very rare occurrence. Okay, we talking about the most things where, and then this is a show that mostly focuses on black people. What I'm saying is, listen, bro, black people are holding black men, straight black men, to the unrealistic standard of fixing stuff that's been messed up for years, decades, generations. And now that we're finally talking about it and saying, and shout out to C. Moses. C. Moses, even though we may disagree on things, his concept of success for a group of people, you can't argue it. Okay? You have to have like-mindedness and culture first before you even build a families. The community is supposed to be the foundation that you pick it from, but we don't have that. We don't.
So where does it start?
We had it, we lost it, we're getting it back.
So where does it start? Who does it start with?
It starts with the men, but the men have to be in control. We are taking.
Be a little bit more specific when you say men. Who does it start with?
What do you?
Starts with you, right? Starts with you, right?
Yes, not just me, all of us as a collective.
Because I think we're so gung-ho trying to fix. Let's keep it to the man community, whatever. 20 million men, 27 million black women. We're trying to fix that entire community. I'm trying to fix one at a time, and it starts with me. Let me fix me first, then I can focus on a family. And once my family is straight, they're gonna leave the house and go start their own community, and that's how it grows. We're trying to see overnight success in our generation. We may not see it. We may not see it. Our children may, our grandchildren may.
We definitely not gonna see it. So this is what I'm saying, right?
Wait, who's not gonna see it? We're not gonna see what?
No, we're not gonna live to see it. You're not gonna live to see it.
Hold up, y'all.
Generational change.
You're wrong. That's why
I'm sorry on this because
it's
I see at least 2 weddings a week. People are getting engaged that are black couples.
But no,
I don't understand where y'all singing that we're not losing. We are gaining. I don't know why y'all. Okay, we can look at the stat. What I'm saying is, all you gotta do is go on social media.
Out of the
see these people getting married.
You're speaking to what Chris is talking about. It starts with me, right, and my circle of friends, right. Then it would go out to our children. Our children would then have the same morals and standards that we do, and it goes with their family and their friends. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I got 3 married children right now and 2 engaged. So I
Right,
mean,
but what we're
Yeah,
saying
but
is
you're
that
getting
that's
engaged.
going to start. It's that small now. We're not going to live to see the outer bubbles outside of what your central bubble is. So it branches out that way. We're not going to live to see the other branches. As all that Chris is saying. We're
Right.
not going to be here to see that.
I know
47.
I'm seeing it with what I created.
Okay, and that's good. No,
we're talking about
that's
on a
great.
mass
We're talking
scale.
about we're talking about the entire whole. We're talking about 47.2 million black people in the country. We're not going to see you're not going to see it in mass numbers as what's going on in your community. It's great what you're doing. We're just saying start small and let it build out.
I
In
don't
mass,
think
we're
that
not going
I
to see.
don't.
We're not going to see your
Go ahead
numbers.
and
I'm not going to
finish
see
your
it.
point. Fantastic.
At the end of the day, bro, it's going to take a lot of time to undo a lot of programming, propaganda, ideology, and all these different things. Okay,
Of course.
when for the first time in forever, literally forever, black men have the ability, not just celebrities, not just entertainers, regular everyday black men have the ability to come and tell the world the issues and problems that we're having, like everybody else has had before us. Now that we finally got the mic, all we hear is shut the fuck up, nigga. Stop bitching, nigga. Stop complaining, nigga. Do better, nigga. Make more money, nigga. Then when you do all those things, you lame, nigga. That's not enough, nigga. Ain't, can't, don't, won't. Y'all don't do this shit. And because everybody's so fucking black woman centric, you get, and this is not direct to anyone, but in general, the culture of the black community you cannot criticize the black woman, bro. You cannot do it. As soon as you do it, motherfuckers have a visceral reaction. It's like a knee jerk. You can't fucking help it. Even when I give y'all stats, well, bruh, the stats are the stats. The stats tell you what's been happening and what's going to continue to happen unless there's a drastic fucking change that occurs. There's nowhere on that thing you're saying. Mr. Williams, you may see something personal and close to you, but overall, marriage is declining. Marriage is being held up by a thread by the remaining boomers and Gen Xers, later older Gen Xers. That's when those people die off or they spouses start to die off and so on and so forth. I would say in 10 years, most people that know this understand this. Black people are going to be either right at 20 and even possibly in the teens in percentage of marriage, bro.
But what does that mean? Like,
Somebody got
Hold
Yeah,
up.
somebody.
I think that might be Zell. I know
I'm
Fantastic
sorry.
kind of
I think
I have actually been seeing people actually are getting married. So I don't understand how you saying that.
Not denying that, bro. Listen, Mr. Williams, you see the Kentucky Derby. You live in Kentucky. That's
What's
what's
got
close
to
to
do with
you.
anything? That's just money.
That's close, but that's close to you. What I'm saying is this proximity. You can't use your proximity to represent the macro, fam. We did this personally for your state
I'm
and
not
others.
just saying her in Louisville. I'm saying this.
Hey, Phil, mute up, bro. Something wrong going on with your phone. Mute up.
All over. People are getting married. Black people are getting married.
No,
but
they're not.
is the marriage the indicator of the culture doing well or not?
That's the basis of a community and a family, isn't it? That's what y'all keep using. Y'all keep trying to play both sides against the middle.
That's
So
what
if Asians, hold on. So Asians,
I want to know
my bad. Go ahead, C. Moses.
the number that the marriage rate, is that the indicator of how that culture is doing?
Yes,
not entirely.
It's not entirely, but it is a good fucking indicator. It's a good benchmark to see what things are doing and how they're doing. Yes.
So what is the marriage rate in 2024? What was that?
It's like 28% or maybe 30. So somewhere between 28 and 30.
And what was it the year before? So is it headed in the right direction or is it going down? And I don't know.
It's not increasing.
It's staying the
I
same.
heard it did increase, but I don't know. I don't remember who said it, but I remember somebody saying it here that that the marriage rate did increase.
I don't know.
I will say this.
It wasn't by a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was nominal, but it was headed in the right direction.
Well, here's the double-edged sword about this marriage stats. We talk about the marriage stats, but we're also promoting getting married, but not going to the courthouse where they document says statistics. So what is it going to be? Are we going to get married on paper, or are we going to get married in the church, or have more so of a wedding dinner? because they're not
Or
going to
we're
count
saying
those
get married
Well,
later.
usually,
Where
if you
like
get
we're
married in a
actively
church,
saying,
you have to have a marriage
No, you
life.
don't. No, you
No, you
don't.
don't. No, you
No, you
do
don't.
I
not.
said
No. So yeah,
usually
Oh,
in
y'all.
my
usually.
generation,
It's a
usually.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different group of people. So I'm gonna say it again. Okay, marriage in the sense of the foundation and the operation is more important than fucking documentation. Okay, all right. Foundation and operation is more important than documentation. People get married and cheat all the fucking time. People get married on paper and fucking pieces of shit and horrible fucking what's names all the time. We're talking about successful, healthy man and woman raising children, staying together, building wealth. Like C. Moses said, two incomes are better than one. We're not
Mhm.
even doing that on a relationship basis. Again, black people are at the bottom of household income. Why? Because black women refuse. I'm too good for 50-50. I'm not doing no 50-50. I'm not doing no 50-50. I can do it by myself. So being that they have the, you know what I mean, the most debt, okay, any demographic, and they represent overrepresent most of the households, that drags down the fucking net worth of black households. You see what I'm saying? This is what y'all don't. You want to blame the black women? Well, I have to, because that's the reason for things. Black men make more money than Hispanic men. Black women make more money than Hispanic women. Yet and still, Hispanic households are higher than black households. That
Well,
tells you there's a major issue and problem when it comes to working together. But because people want to be so, y'all don't want no solution, man. You don't want no solution because you got to call out the problem. All right, y'all don't want no solution because the problem truly is fucking black women, bro. That don't mean get rid of all of them. That don't mean whatever. You need to address the problem to fix it. First thing in motherfucking AA is what? Admitting you got a fucking problem. It means you're an
mhm.
alcoholic. And what I'm telling you is, for far too long, black women have been the fucking issue. They've had all the pull, all the call, all of this, whatever. And I did the best I can. I put food in your mouth, clothes on your back, roof over your head. Motherfucker, you got to do that or you going to jail. Okay? No, we need to fucking figure this shit out, man, and change it around. All
Is
right. If everybody get married tomorrow, that's not gonna fix shit. I'm not saying that everybody go down and get married tomorrow.
that's
But
what
what I'm
mhm.
saying is the man has to be in his proper place of where, hey, the man is respected as and listened to as the fucking leader. Every time we had that conversation, well, how we know y'all good at leading? Well, bitch, how you don't know?
Well, here's the thing,
You never
fantastic.
saying.
Fantastic. I said this last year. As an adult, I'm looking for an adult to get with. Anybody that's not is, I don't know where people get the concept. I'm not saying this is a black woman thing. I'm not saying this is a black woman thing. This is a dependent. You're moving like a dependent. You was taking care of yourself before we got together. What makes you think that stopped when you get in a relationship? Only people who is looking to be coddled, looking to be taken care of, that want to move in that mindset. I don't deal with them at all. I make sure they're non-existent in my world. I only pay attention to those who know how to, I'm not saying move 50-50. I just say you was a dope before you met me. You need to be a dope while you're with me. You don't get to digress. You don't get that privilege.
Well,
I don't care if
hey,
it's a
black
black
say
man. I
otherwise.
don't care if it's a black woman. That goes for everybody. You don't get to digress when you get in a relationship. That don't mean you take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, but to your mindset, Christopher, that's what I was speaking to. That's what you're speaking to. It is a mindset that unfortunately exists too much prominently within black women. There's an exchange almost. It's like you're here. I've heard this. Well, if you're a man, my life's supposed to now look like this. I think you're saying what I'm saying. Well, you were doing this, so let's figure out where we can bridge this together. Let's lift each other up. They don't want to lift each other up. They want to alleviate responsibility and they want to dump it now on you. And I'm saying the community's too fragile for that. I don't think we have an enough foundation to be able to do that. Not successfully. We don't have the convenience of saying, even I'm gonna take care of me and then everybody else gonna acquiesce. No, we got to tackle both problems at the same time. You need a solid example, and you need to address the issue simultaneously because it is an issue.
Right, 100%.
Well, just as an aside, the marriage rate did increase from 2022 to 6 per 1,000 people, and the divorce rate decreased to like, what does it say here? Hang on, is to from 3 per 1,000 people in 2010 to 2 per 1,000 people in 2022. So the
You're saying
divorce rate
people.
decreased and the marriage rate increased.
You're saying people. Is that people or is that black people?
No, it's just people. It's on
Yeah.
divorce.com. It's not broken
Okay.
down by race.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking racially. Okay, so that's not there's highly unlikely we're trending in favor with that.
I can appreciate that number. I don't think that's the reason I don't think that's a good indicator of the state of the culture is because what ends up happening 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road if the divorce rates continue to be what they are. So you can't just say marriage rates up means everything is going well. I think that's one thing that America at large should try to find out. What is their barometer? Like, how do they keep a pulse on what's going on? Because the pursuit of happiness, it's like, are you actually happy? Like,
Totally separate. Not
how is that separate? That's the state of the culture. Just because everybody is getting married or not getting married doesn't actually say what's going on in people's day-to-day lives. We're talking about building, whether or not that's something that is statistically.
Marriage is supposed to be based off happiness. I'm not saying it shouldn't be there at all, but again, like you said, you can look and you can tell by the highest earning group is married the most. Okay, Asians, men and women out earn everybody. Only people that out earn Asian women are Asian men. Asian women make more money than every other group of men. White, black, African, Hispanic, whatever the fuck you want to put in there. Okay, Arab. Asian women out earn every man other than the men they're attached to. They also have the highest marriage rate. So what does that tell you?
It has nothing to do with their money. It has everything to do with culture.
No, actually, no. Well, culture is a part of it. No, culture is a part.
No. I'm speaking from experience. It's the part. Money comes later. Well, what you believe in, what your character is, that comes before money.
And what I'm telling you is, okay, when you look at the stats for people that make over a certain amount of money, the divorce rate decreases greatly. Hamp literally just showed it. Hold on. Hamp literally just showed it the other day, and Kevin Samuels referenced it. I think it was like $250,000 or $230,000 per household. Divorce rate decreases greatly, bro. Mm-hmm. So again, the highest earners are going to naturally have the lowest divorce rate because they make over that that threshold. They're very, very close to it, along with the culture. And again, when we talk about the major reasons for divorce, financial reasons are always top 5, if not top 3.
Mm-hmm. So, with everything you said, fantastic. On stats, you're absolutely correct. It doesn't tell you the why. And what I'm telling you from experience, because when it comes to the Asian community, hell, Africans are damn near similar. The money comes later. You don't have to worry about the money.
I'm not refuting or disputing that, Chris. What I'm telling you is undeniably, money plays a major factor in it on the low end and the high end. The less money you have, the more likely you are to get divorced. The more money you have, the less likely you get divorced. And there's actually a threshold on the high end for sure, maybe even on the low end. I don't know, but I know for sure on the high end as to where there's a major decline in divorce. Okay. Once we start talking about happiness,
I don't know if it was you or somebody else. Y'all said black men and women make more than the Latino brothers and sisters. But
I said it.
Okay, cool. We make more than Latinos. However, they're still together. They make more in the household, and they're still married. So the commonality is, what do they believe in? What's their culture? That comes first before the money. That's all I'm saying.
And what
on
I'm
the
saying
high end and the low end.
And that's what I'm saying. So black people are the only ones that are anomalies even within that framework. We're not operating in anything conducive, bro. We're just not. No matter what it is, it's on and so forth. And what I'm telling you is, all the things that black women claim about black men, you can look over a 20-year period and see the improvement, right? Mm-hmm. Just track it. When I say that shit, motherfuckers, most of the niggas gay. You know, ain't no stat for that. There's actually a stat to confuse.
Only 7.1. Only 7% of American is
Yeah, I know,
LGBTQIA.
that's what I'm saying. But that's
It's
what I'm
small
telling you.
number.
So again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. The problem, okay, is how black women operate within the black community. Point blank, period. If you say that, people get offended, they get in their feelings, and they don't want to hear you. They let some scruffy ass hobo looking white man, purposely fucking root for him against you because you're telling them what they need to hear.
You. Jesus Christ.
So I'm just being factual.
Fantastic. Why did you take the conversation back to
Well, no. I'm just, just being factual. So what I'm saying is this, bro. All right. The one stat we don't talk about, and how eventually we do a show on that, I guess. Everybody know what happens in 2053? Anybody heard of that?
2053?
Yeah. If you know, raise your hand. No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. See, Moses, do you know what happens in 2053?
I don't.
Okay.
I
have an idea.
Christopher J, do you know?
I don't think I heard it.
True Table, you say you know. Yeah. Mr. Williams, do you know?
The only thing I can assume is that majority will be mixed.
No, that's not. So you don't know. Vale, you know.
That's in 5
I know.
years, but no.
Vale knows. Callie Vale, do you know? Now, everybody loves to talk about how the black man should. All y'all talk about is women and this and that and that. Well, we had a whole year that we referenced this because we listened to a black man, like probably one of the best black economists of all time, Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson did this study as to where he told black people, hey, look, the way you keep going, not having families, not living together, not owning property, not making wise business decisions, not using your whatever $1 trillion spending things we have power to, build assets and build whatever. By the year 2053, black people will be a permanent underclass. Okay. The Black Manosphere covered that. We talked about it at length. Okay. We've been told, brothers, hey, look, bro, get your CDLs, get your plumber's license. The school shit is not for most men, of all men. That's all this shit we talk about, okay, is for black men to stop listening to all the bullshit, the true negativity. You're gay, you're broke, you're dusty, you're ugly. See, everybody want to talk about that. Like, you ain't had decades of that shit, right? So now once you finally come and you tell black man, well, hey, bro, whether you ugly or not, my nigga, what Biggie say? Black and ugly as ever. However, you got that motherfucking bag. What she gonna do? Okay, that's the fucking great equalizer. So get your bag, bro. All right, and don't make the hoes the goal, nigga. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That come with it. We been did that. Y'all want us to talk the way y'all want us to fucking talk, and fuck that. All right, y'all don't do that to the white boys. Y'all don't do that to the black women that's out here again saying the craziest shit. Twitter just picked this shit up. Shit going viral over on Twitter right now because they finally seeing the crazy shit black women saying about black boys, infants.
So, okay, so let's walk it down a little bit, right? Now, if does the construct still remain the quickest way to wealth? Marriage itself?
Marriage and real estate, yes.
Marriage and real estate, right? Oftentimes they coincide because those two incomes allow you to obtain assets, right? Yep. So we understand that now, right? Now, if we don't change things, we'll be a permanent underclass. Doesn't the rhetoric against marriage expedite that?
Against marriage altogether, yes. Against state-sanctioned marriage and this thing, two things can be true at the same time. We have to start,
break it down.
We have to start allowing men to protect themselves. Okay. Unless the court system and the family system, everything changes to where a man don't have to worry about no-fault divorce. And y'all love talking about this shit. Well, most people don't get on alimony. Well, you don't got to get on alimony. You know what? Don't count. Don't show up on alimony. How? If you do got a house and now she own part of it, you can't sell it without her. Does that show up on alimony? How?
No.
But go farther with that, Fantastic. That's what I said about y'all comparing these young bulls and not. You got to break it all the way down.
No. Listen,
I understand.
Marriage ain't for young bulls. Right. So that's another thing. Y'all don't even know what age do black people get married at?
Is it 32, 28, 32?
I'm not asking you.
32.
Oh, my bad.
I got married at 23.
So black people get married at the latest age, bro. Okay? Black people get married at the latest of all the demographics. Okay? So even talking to a 21, 22, anybody under 25 that's irresponsible, because guess where the highest divorce rates are? Under 25. Okay? White people not doing it, Asian people not doing it. No, the majority of marriages aren't happening for the young bulls. Okay, there's going to be some level of living life, experiencing, knowing who you are, all those different things, and whatever.
So let's do this though, right? So what? Okay, so if we say state sanctioned marriage because of the laws as they currently are, it's not safe for men, black men included, to get married because we tend to know how it trends. I think we often see we see the Holly Berry example. So we know that the law generally Holly Berry, what's the tennis player that was with Britney Spears? Britney Spears, what's his name? No, he didn't play tennis. I'm bugging.
Kevin Federline.
Kevin Federline, the dancer.
Yeah, right. So we have those examples when the women are out earning, they're paying the alimony, right?
Mary J.
So I want to understand that itself, right? But right now it's not conducive because men generally make a little bit more money. But we also understand alimony is 15% of marriages. So it's I'm not calling it nominal. 15 is decent, but it's low, right? Because generally speaking, a lot of people
that argument. What I'm saying is they use alimony to seem like that's the only way which women benefit from a split up in a marriage.
Bro, no.
Again,
I was walking just the alimony point.
What I was trying to explain to them.
There's many more benefits, right? And oftentimes the winning with the kids is probably the most crucial one. And you know what I mean? That's almost assumed half the time, even though judges are supposed to look at it objectively. I think judges grow up in this construct too. And society usually allocates women to children, or the children to the women, right? So I do understand those. So what do you tell a man where you want to get all the benefits of marriage, since it is the quickest way to wealth? How does one do that?
Well, the law now is actually benefiting us more. That's why I tell people, do your research before you do anything. Because, like I said, the stats can be misleading as well. We have programs now for men that help us, whether it's child custody and all of that. They're trying to balance it out for us. Now it's just about us going out there to do it. But don't go into marriage fearing that you're going to lose your wife or you getting a divorce. That's silly to me. We're teaching them to be scared, instead of, you know what, being in love.
Let's look for something that's tangible, right? Because I think we've been talking back and forth. People have been edified, okay? People know the statistics, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? We understand that there's going to be, I think the majority that hear things that are negative, they're going to err on the side of what they deem caution, the path of least resistance. That's my biggest cause for pause. But it doesn't mean that what True might say or what Mr. Fantastic say is totally incorrect. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
so now we understand. Well, I'm not putting that jacket on you. I'm just talking through it, right? So now that we say, okay, no state sanctioned, what do men have to do to get all the benefits? Where's the list? Let's create it, if it's even possible. Let's create the list and say, okay, Rock, you're not married, right? Rock, come on, Rock. Fat ass fingers. There you go.
My fault. Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. You like a young old nigga. How old are you, Rock?
I just turned 30.
He told you. You're old young nigga. Right? Moses not married, right?
Just because I'm not grown. That's all.
He look like a hood like Jennings. And nigga like a brother like.
He taller than Life Jennings though, I think. See, Moses, you get married? No, you want well, let's say see Moses want to get married. Hopefully to a black girl. Now, sorry, I should have left that part. I shouldn't have said. God damn it. Shit be my Tourette's, Seymour. I apologize.
This is not that show.
My bad. It slipped, movie. It slipped. I was on a meeting with white people. I just my mind. So
where we going?
So where's the list? Right? Let's create the list for Moses. Say no state sanction, but I want you to get all the benefits that marriage brings. We need to compile this list so people know what boxes they need to check. Because we always say it, but can we actually achieve the benefits? And if so, how? Because we can't speak against marriage if that's the quickest way to wealth. And like True said, that was the best thing said so far. Community is families of similar ideology. So we got to create that. How do we do it?
See, my perspective is so different on this whole thing because I'm not married.
Hold on, Moses. Hold your horses, cowboy. Help us create this list. Will and trust, right? Is that one of them things?
Yeah.
But how does that look? That shit sounds so like I don't know enough, you know.
It's complex for a reason though. It's complex but simple again, and it's detailed, so it's not just you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. It literally is itemized to tell you what is this, what is that. If shit don't work out, you get this, I get that, and nobody can fucking just make their mind up to change or whatever. So
okay, so I understand it. So can we write this list? Do we need to do it on Monday? We got to compile this list. All right. Yeah. I need a bunch of smart people. Yeah. Now, here's other things.
The list of things to have regarding
that mirror. So I'm saying I'm not married by the state, but I have all the benefits a married man does.
You're talking like a Roth IRA.
I'm talking about all of it. Now, let me ask you. The rights to your kids, I want to make sure we get that in there, right? Because they're not assumed if you're not married. Now, I understand the divorce rates are high, although marriage is up, right? What's the thing that make people stay together?
The babies.
You know, babies don't really work.
I would hope love.
But that contract though does have that part of it too, right? Because through thick and thin, better or worse, all that other shit. And I get it. I know motherfuckers are getting divorced. I ain't saying that. But there's people who be like, yo, I'm staying, feel me? And that marriage contract seemingly helps it. Because you can't, like in some states, I think North Carolina as an example, you have to be separated for a year. I think it might be DC. DC, you got to be separated for a year before you can get divorced. Yeah, legally separated. So I'm just looking at different things. Like, how do we achieve when marriage was good, what it did? You feel me?
What was the foundation that brought y'all together? And why can't you guys always go back to that when things get hard?
Yeah. I think you gotta have the foundation of love and then faith. I believe that's a big part of it. You know,
love and faith or faith and love?
I put faith first.
I would put faith first and then love. Mm-hmm.
True.
Yes, sir.
What if men stayed away from women that were atheist and or agnostic? You think that would help?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a loaded question.
I know, my bad.
It's loaded. I think that you got to start at the foundation of having like-mindedness, that you guys are coming under an umbrella. The man is setting the tone for where the family's gonna go. So if you're a man of faith, I wouldn't think that it would be smart to entertain a woman who does not pronounce to have belief and denounce belief. That makes no sense. You're gonna have a battle on your hands.
100%. And you could argue you still have a battle regard, right? Like it just is. But if she submits to the Most High, and as should he, right?
Yes.
That whole submission part that we be fighting so much, at the very least, is submission to something, so that at least they can show they can do it. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Maybe I'm doing too much. Feel me? But I'm just thinking about it.
No, I think you're on the right path. But like I've said, Fantastic has said,
yeah,
there's a mental perspective that exists in our community that we have to acknowledge, and it's heavy on the women's side. We have to own that it's heavy on the women's side and not get irate or emotional about it. Because from that point, then we can build. Why are the women so against marrying? Why are they so turned off by submission? Why are they so resistant on coming alongside a man that they claim they value and love, but refuse to participate in this exchange? What's the problem?
Okay, so let me see this real quick. I gotta get Chris because he made his face, and then I want to get Rock. Rock, is your wife your age? If you don't mind me asking.
Nah, she 3.5 years my junior.
Okay. So yeah, right.
I mean, she's not 30.
She's not 30.
Yeah.
Okay, she right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about Chris? What do y'all think about what True just said? Rock, what you think about what True just said?
Chris, you got them. I think at the outset, we need more men of faith first and foremost, and I think the assumption that we need to be submitting to something, and I think it's an assumption that men are holding true to that faith and actually submitting, because I think that, like I said earlier, people play with them vows when they say them at the outset. So 10, 15, whenever years later on down, it's easier to do away with the vows because you didn't mean them when you said them at first. So that's what I think. I think that's the foundation of it, is more men of faith and submitting to, God. But I know that, that scare people. So.
like I always say, it's just gonna go back down to the foundation of what brought y'all together. If you are an atheist and I'm a Christian, just off the surface levels, that's just might not even work at all. So it's always good to be with like-minded people, so you can avoid a lot of these landfills, these landmines that you're gonna cross in your marriage. Now, True said something about. Like Black women need to own up to what they have done to the community and to all that. Okay, I agree with that. If you fucked up, you need to take some accountability. But they have the right not to take accountability, and I have the right to say I don't want to have anything to deal with you. That's why you're not going to be in my circle. I'm only going to deal with those. Like I said, I'm going to deal with the adults who know how to move like an adult, who can hold themselves accountable like an adult. If you're still on that childish dependent shit, go over there. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find somebody for you. It's just not gonna be me.
So, all right,
go ahead, True.
Let me ask you a question, Chris. And I'm not trying to be offensive at all.
Go right ahead.
You've been to your local grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like most of them, and you have a cashier and then you have self checkout.
Mm-hmm.
You have two options to get your groceries to the final destination of your residence, correct? The reason why I bring that up is because that's what exists in the community, is that we have people trying to live life, but we have options outside of maybe the most beneficial way. One could say, well, self-checkout is more privilege for whatever reason, because you're not dealing with somebody, vice versa. That's the issue. So you're saying leave the women alone that don't align with taking accountability and that all will be well. And I'm saying, no, that's not true. We have to, in my opinion, get women to understand that there is a more pronounced way of doing things and doing things most efficiently. And they don't agree with that. That's the disconnect. We're living into where this is the way we've done it for thousands of years. And they're saying, yeah, we don't like that no more. But they're not holding the weight of the decay. That's the problem.
Well, to your point, you use the example of self-checkout or going to the cashier. If you're a self-checkout person, go to self-checkout. You're a cashier person, go to the cashier. You work with what makes sense to you, not trying to combine it to if it's apples and oranges, if it's not going to mesh well. I personally believe that there is enough women out here that's going to believe in the same thing you believe in, especially you only need one of them to do it. Out of the 27.2 million Black women in this country, you only need one. You mean to tell me, as Black men, we can't find one that fits us? I refuse to believe that.
But they're easily influenced. Women are easily influenced. They're more easily influenced than men, and not in a negative way, because it also can be positive when they're influenced by you to go. They sign up to be a part of your program. But like that's kind of by nature how they move.
I can tackle this through two ways. So, as far as influence, as a man, Black man, leader, who should be the most influenced in your household? You or the people outside of your household? That's number one. But also, on another angle, I could tackle it to the point of, if women are so easily influenced, when are you going to choose a woman who already know who she is as a woman, where she's going, and she can't be influenced by anything that's not aligned with what she wants in life? Why are you dealing with that type of woman instead of the one that's already ready.
Is that
So
supposed to me?
what?
Anybody can answer. It don't matter.
Well, so let me say this, right? I think we have a hyper focus on what's good and bad for me. So my OG Omar said this, right? And this stuck with me. And I think I moved like this, but after he said it, I'm more intentional about it. He said, if you go tell her to do something, right? Who gives a shit if she slammed the door? As long as she go to do what you told her to do.
Mm-hmm.
But we look at conduct as like they gonna talk, right? Like if you give them a microphone, they gonna talk. They gonna feel how the women around them feel, right? But her actions aren't the same. You feel me?
Yeah.
So she could do all that, man. I'm tired of it. As long as that shit get done, you know.
Right.
But are we too hyper focused on shit that's like human nature? You've been growing up in this earth by yourself, right? Being able to talk shit. The talking shit may not stop. It should be mitigated. But as long as she follow your instruction, that's what the focus should be on. But we saying good or bad based on them always talking. That's what they gonna do.
That's what they're supposed to do. I don't want a damn robot.
Well, I think what you're saying, Hemp, is great, but I don't know if you were on when we were talking about it.
No, I was my bad. I was on for a second.
No, it's fine. You're right. We should care less about the lip service and then maybe the action. However, we're not meeting them under us having tutelage or guidance. We're meeting them under they're already their own God. They're already their own man. They're already their own support. So by the time we meet them, and I use the example, she got a 2-bedroom condo, I got a studio, but we're attracted to each other. Well, most women would already start to, in their mind, she's in a better position because she got more square footage. And instead of asking the right questions, what's behind your decision making? What are you looking to prepare for? That's the disconnect. Okay. On a surface level, they're seeing what they equate as I'm operating at this level. I work corporate. He, whatever, sells oranges, whatever it may be. And they're not asking the right questions. So what you're saying makes sense once you got her. And Chris is saying the same thing. But you got to get them first. That's the issue.
Okay.